Methane versus ethane. Have you ever heard of methane or ethane? At first glance, they seem almost identical. They're both colorless gases, they're both hydrocarbons, and they're both found in natural gas. Despite their similarities, these two molecules have some very important differences. Let's take a closer look. Both methane and ethane belong to a group of compounds called alkanes. Alkanes are simple hydrocarbons made only of carbon and hydrogen atoms connected by single bonds. The biggest difference between methane and ethane is their size. Methane has the chemical formula CH4. It contains one carbon atom bounded by 4 hydrogen atoms. This makes methane the simplest hydrocarbon and the smallest member of the alkene family. Ethane, however, has the formula of C2H6. It contains 2 carbon atoms joined together with 6 hydrogen atoms attached, although it has 1 extra carbon atom. That small change gives ethane different properties. Methane is the high main ingredient in natural gas. It's commonly used for cooking, heating homes, generating electricity, and even as a fuel for some rockets. It forms naturally when plants and animals break down without much oxygen, which is why methane is produced in swamps, landfills, rice fields, and by animals such as cows. Ethane is also found in natural gas, but in much smaller amounts. Instead of being burned directly, much of the words ethane is used by the chemical industry. It's one of the most important uses, making ethylene, a chemical used to produce plastics such as polyethylene. Many everyday items, including plastic bottles, food packaging, shopping bags, and containers, begin with ethane. Even though they're both gases, methane and ethane don't behave exactly the same. Methane is lighter than air and spreads quickly if released. Ethane is slightly heavier but is still much lighter than most liquids and remains a gas under normal conditions. Both gases are highly flammable. When they burn with enough oxygen, they produce carbon dioxide, water vapor, and a large amount of heat. That's why they're useful as fuels. However, methane has another important role in Earth's climate. It's a greenhouse gas, meaning it traps heat in the atmosphere. Although methane doesn't stay in the atmosphere as long as carbon dioxide, it's much more effective at trapping heat over a short period. Because of this, reducing methane emissions is an important part of slowing climate change. Ethane is also a greenhouse gas, but it is present much smaller amounts and has much smaller overall effect. Scientists can also identify these gases in space. Methane has been detected on planets and moons such as Titan, one of the largest moons in the solar system, and Saturn's largest moon, where it forms lakes, rivers, and even rain. On Earth, water fills our rivers and oceans. On Titan, some of those roles are played by liquid methane and ethane because the temperatures are so cold. So, although methane and ethane are very similar gases, they have different structures, different uses, and different roles both on Earth and across the solar system. Methane is the smallest hydrocarbon and the main component of natural gas. Ethane is slightly larger and is an important role for raw material and for making plastics and other useful chemicals. Sometimes adding just 1 extra carbon atom or 1 extra molecule is enough to completely change how a substance behaves. And that's one of the most fascinating things about chemistry.